Park niggas know me. Curtbone, little homie. All days, yeah. Been a road.
Yeah, I know what's your history, man, and your upbringing. You can identify street dudes good. So in this industry, every rapper you hear, they say I'm a street dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So have been any occasion where you interact with some rappers and you was like, man, this dude ain't no street dude, man.
Yeah, facts. Man, for real, I could hear it in certain lyrics. Like
Right.
it's certain thing like Jeezy. Like when he say certain things,
Right.
you know it's believable.
Right.
But when other artists, like even when like I don't want to name drop, but a
Right.
certain artist came out and his CD had the jail going crazy, and I sat back, I was like, that ain't him.
Right.
And then kind of find out years later he was rapping his brother Life.
Right.
Like it's just like you could hear it. You could hear it. In some instances you could see it. But some of them slipped through the cracks because I know I ran into some guys that I thought was that and they really wasn't. And they really came from like a good background, good home, good environment. It's like, damn, how you do this? But then you got to remember it's entertainment. So they in the entertainment business.
Right, exactly. And man, that's how when I started listening to rap music, I was like, dang, you don't know who fake, who not. But it's like the example you use when I heard Juvenile when he was like, man, the triple bean ain't hard to sing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I said,
facts.
so only few dudes gonna touch on that. You know what I'm saying? He must have some experience. You
That's
know?
one thing. Like I'm Northeast. That's my dog.
Yeah, that's
like
my
I
man.
know
That's my man.
since we was going to the Fisher School together when he was playing basketball for the Dreads. I didn't even know he rap, and when he dropped his first jump, like I already know him. I know what he do in the streets.
Right.
So for other dudes, when they listening to him and when they talk about like when they feel it, and by me knowing it's real,
Right.
I can see what other people feel, like how I feel about other people's music. It's like a science and art mixed together. That shit beautiful.
Right, yeah. Shouting off. We actually gonna get him on the set, man. We working on it right now. You know, he's busy. All y'all getting that money, man. It's hard to track y'all down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
What's his name? I hear a lot of young artists always saying that when the rappers blow up and start getting steam, they don't never come back and get back. What's your perspective on their mindset when they say that? What you think?
Honestly, I used to be a person that said that. I used to be a person that be like, damn, like why when a person get on, they don't be coming back here like other artists do in their areas. Until I'm in a seat now and I understand it because like it's like they got something against up and coming artists here. It's like when you up and coming, the area is like hard on you for real. Like they don't really like even talking about the tour. Like I was on a national tour and not too many blogs talked about it. They wasn't throwing it up like, yeah, young E-Class out there represent for the DMV. Like I took Fat Trail and brought him out on one of my sets. Like I took Box Check from out Baltimore, brought him out on one of my sets. Lico, never from Northeast, took him out, brought him out on my set so they could do their thing. Like so not only was it about me, it was just the fact that it was our area showing love to each other. So like you would think they will be happy or they will celebrate it or mention it. They don't be, you feel me? So that'll give a person a little cold skin towards the area. So it ain't easy to show love to something that ain't show you love back. So it's like having a father that ain't never do shit for you. And then you make it to a position where you're financially free to do whatever for your family. Your father not gonna be your first thought to do something for. You feel what I'm saying? And that's how it is with the area. Like they give you so much shit out here and they blame so much shit on the artist. They be like, why the artist ain't on? Because the artist ain't doing this or the artist ain't doing that. So with that being said, a lot of dudes, once they get on, they be happy to like give certain people they ass to kiss for real. And then I understand the flip side of it. It's a bad thing because if you're not giving back to the area, it's going to cause the area to still be where it's at. So like once you get in a certain position, you want to give a producer credit on your shit so he could get that royalty check and build up his studio and certain things of that nature. So it's a double-edged sword, but I understand both ends of it.
Right. So that young guy that you said you used to be, because you said you harbor some of those feelings, those same feelings when you was coming up.
Yeah,
so what you'll tell that artist now, from now that you on your groove, you know, you're on your move, you're moving up, making noise, what would you tell that young dude? Patience, what he need to do,
patience,
how he can cut into
always
the guy.
remember what he do it for. Because you could be doing it for this, and then you'll get even money or you'll get notoriety or popularity, and then you'll start doing it for something else. You got to always remember what you're doing it for because that'll keep you humble, grounded, and that'll, like, if you saying you doing it for the streets or doing it for the area, doing it for the culture, then once you get to point B and you still doing it for that, that love gonna get shown back. But if you lose track of what you doing it for, then you gonna that's how you drugs, you get turned out on a lot of shit in the industry and shit. So I think that's a way to avoid it, is always remember what you're doing it for and hustle every day, because you're gonna have a good week, but the rest of that month gonna be fucked up. So every day you gotta hustle and keep going, and you gotta learn to motivate yourself too. And just keep going, man, no matter what nobody say. Because I posted on my story the other day that an artist had hit me up to work with me. And rewind time, in 2017, I reached out to this artist and I was like, I'm trying to do something, I fuck with you. And Slim told me, like, the way you rap don't really, like, that ain't gonna last. I was like, what?
Right.
He told me the way I rap, it ain't basically gonna work.
Right.
So if I was like bullshitting, I would have let that stop me from doing what I'm doing. Then now, fast forward 2021, he just hit me up to work with me, and I charged him. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
That was a good check to bust right there, right? Tough motherfucker, right?
So, and I could have curried him, like, nigga, fuck you, I ain't
Right,
working with you, but that ain't even me. But I'm definitely going to charge him, though.
So that makes sense why a lot of artists fuck with you, because it's like, just hearing your story, like you bringing dudes out on the road with you and all that. A lot of people don't do that, so that show that you wouldn't, share that pie, man, put somebody in that spotlight. That's big. That's big. Man, what's up with this joint, the payoff, man? The joint going crazy, man. I heard that joint, I heard your voice. I said, man, that's Shorty. That sound like Shorty, you know what I'm saying?
That's one of them, like they said, you can't make it hit, the people gonna make it a hit. So it's like, that's a jump that I, once I found out I was going on tour, and so I was trying to line up my songs to drop, and it wasn't even a song that I was going to put a lot of promo behind. So it was just a song that I recorded, I liked it, and I put it in the lineup so I could be consistent on my drops. So, and I shot the video in a day. Like, I was out LA, and I had the Lambo, I had that jump for like a week, and CJ was like, man, we should shoot a fucking video. And I go through my phone, like, what song I'm gonna shoot? I'm like, all right, I'm dropping Payoff, like, in a couple weeks, so let's shoot that. We shot it. No direction for the video, none of that shit. We shot that motherfucker, so I dropped the video, dropped the song, go on tour. Then I'm getting texts. I heard you on the radio, getting videos of people. You on the radio? So I'm thinking they playing like something I put promo behind and shit, until they get a video of a person in his payoff. I'm like, damn, they playing that joint, like, and it ain't even no radio song to me, but they been showing that motherfucker Loud Love, man. They been showing her Loud Love.
So when you was in the studio and you was banging that joint, did you was thinking, man, this gonna be a banger right here, or what you?
Nah, I knew it was, like, mentally, I put songs in boxes, like, this could be a single, or this could be for streaming, or this could be for branding. That, like, corrupted that whole thought process. That showed me that any song could be a single. If the people like it, they like it. So now when I record, I don't even go on with that mindset. I just make good music.
Right, okay. Shout out to CJ. I heard you say CJ early, man. SOS, man.
Definitely
Good
SOS,
man. Shout out to
man.
CJ. Shout out to CJ.
Yeah, that's my dog. He like, cause I always been doing community shit, and he put me in a position where as though I could do it on a greater scale. I could touch way more people than what my pockets allowed me to touch at the time.
Okay, yeah, that's the best. So you spoke on that world tour, man. I seen the pictures. I seen the social media. Everywhere you go, I see girls line up, your little fans writing autographs, taking pictures and all that. I say, man, my man looking like a rock star out there, man. How did that happen? How did that come down?
CJ, he put me in a position where I had a meeting with someone, and CJ wanted that person. I can't remember exactly how it happened, but I know when I met her, I was like, damn, I want her to go and be my mouthpiece to the record labels negotiating the contracts. So we talk, and then she seen something in me. So we had a meeting the next day, and she was like, tell me your life story. And I told her my whole life story, and she was like, fuck them labels. You the label, and we gonna run it up. And then she put me on tour, and forever humble, forever in debt to her. And I only supposed to have been on 2 of the shows. And when I went out on the first show, like, I perform. I don't just go over there and rap. Like, I perform. Then they just was like, man, who the fuck is that? Like, we need him on every stop. And then for the last show, I actually closed out the whole tour and the show. So it's like I went from opener to closer, and that shit was like that. But I know my work ethic though, so it's not shocking to me. Like I know how I work, I know how hard I work, I know how passionate I am, and I know anytime somebody bring me to the door, I'm gonna bust that joint down. And I'm always gonna represent for whoever, put me in that position.
Right, good shit. Good shit. How was when I know when I first was a young dude going out of town, going to New York, different places, they used to be like, they used to laugh and say, man, your accent, man, you got a funny accent. DC, y'all different because we don't consider ourselves overly South country. We don't consider ourselves overly North. So did anybody say anything about your voice, your
they knew,
accent?
like, soon as I said, like, young, like, even, and that's what the young is on my name, the young E-class is the young from our language. As soon as I say young, they know what it is. And just the language and being so reserved as a person, they know where you from. And they be laughing at it. And they be saying it sound country, but I be like, it don't sound country to me.
And I say, speaking of E-class, the Mobbish, I've been saying, like, I see that on a couple of people's names. What's that about?
Yeah, Mobbish, that's the label, that's the family. I started it while I was incarcerated, and it's just about being on some mob shit for real. Like, they came here, they was poor, then they got into petty crimes, small crimes, then they got organized crime. Then the next generation, they start sending them to be lawyers, doctors, judges. So that's how I feel. So we got pulled here by force, slavery and shit. But we went through petty crimes, street crimes, and I look at the music business as like organized crime. So the next generation, we should be pushing our people to be greater. And that's what Mobbish stands for, is motivation of black, intelligence, sound, and harmony. So
that's me.
Yeah, we about, anytime somebody come over, like we got barbers, we got rappers, dancers, comedians, everything. And we just gonna give them the game, shower them with that family love, and want to see the best out of everybody.
That's good. That's good. It's a lot of talent in the DMV area. What you think it's gonna take for the DMV to be looked at like Atlanta or New York or something like that? What you think it's gonna do for our hip hop?
A solid infrastructure, like
what that look like?
Man, it's a machine. It's like you created by a collective of people, like influencers, somebody that got money, somebody that got a reputation in the area that's well respected. It's take a collective group of people to come together, and they take an artist and they do whatever it takes to get him to stardom. And once they do that, they basically document them steps and do it with the next person. Each process is going to be different, but the steps going to be the same. And once that infrastructure is created, then you got boom, you got a place that people gonna want to go to get put on. Because DC right now is not a place to come to get put on. You go to Atlanta, you go to LA, you go to New York. So once we build that infrastructure, which could be a label or a studio or whatever the case may be, it'll be a place people will come to, want to get on. And people here use it to try to get on.
Because every time it seems like a young guy gets some steam, somebody end up knocking them off. I mean, what's that about? Is that straight envy, or that's just people feeling like
that's the streets. Cause like at first, even with sports and music, like the neighborhood protected those guys. Right. But now everybody is doing music, and they're not just artists. They're real street niggas, hustlers, hitters, and they popular. So they like, fuck it, I'm a rap. And they're not taking rap serious. They still street niggas, you feel me? So it's just them beefs and being in the streets, get them caught up, and it just look like a bunch of rappers getting killed when the whole time it's street niggas and shit, you feel?
Out the park, niggas know me. Curtbone, little homie. All days, yeah. Been a road,